What are some of the concerns or hesitations that social workers may have around national registration?
Look, I agree. There's certainly different perspectives across the profession around social workers being registered, and it's important that those concerns are acknowledged and thoughtfully considered. When I was sitting on the ASW board, I was on the board for 7 years, and for every single year that I was on the board, national registration for social workers was our priority. And the reasons why it has taken so long for us to get national registration is not through anything that the association or social work has done. It's about the fact that you need to change the legislation to include social work. So it's a hard task to do. But with that though, the national registration has always been on the cards. As I said earlier, there's 17,000 members of the ASW and 50,000 social workers overall. But the thing about social work is that we are such a broad and diverse profession. And with that brings the different perspectives across our profession about whether we should sit with an allied health framework under APRA or whether we should look for something completely different. And look, I know that the diversity of practice is one of the main things that people really get concerned about, but you've got to think that the main reason social workers are practicing is to serve. So we're there to serve our groups, which are directly individuals, it could be communities, it could be organisations. But at the end of the day, we are there to add value. We are there to improve quality of life of people and communities. And, I understand that other work areas such as policy development, academia, research, community development might feel that they're not frontline workers like myself in the disability sector. But really, they all lead to the same thing of improving quality of life for people living in their individuals and their communities. So I do believe that we all are working in the same direction. So that diversity of practice, though, is one of the reasons and one of the different hesitations around national registration, because some social workers feel that it won't capture the type of work that they do. But when you look at the 50,000 people who are social workers, a significant number, I would say over 75% of those are frontline practitioners. There is some research around the numbers that was submitted as part of the application to the federal government around registering social work, the most recent one that was done in September last year. So the numbers are significantly high, and we need to make sure that the idea of what it's about, which is about protecting the public, making sure that we have a strong profession for the future, is always at the forefront. So I don't think it's going to be a disadvantage to anybody, any social worker, by being registered, and also the way in which the registration under APRA and the sort of framework that people are bound by can be written in collaboration with a professional association. The Psychology Association does that. So it's not going to alter the way that our Code of Ethics is or our practice standards are, which does cover all of our social workers operating in lots and lots of different areas. It just gives us a framework to sit within that is nationally recognised. It's also interesting to note that I did some research around other national frameworks for professions. There's no other professions across Australia that have a national framework. Only the allied health professions do. So you think about accountants, you think about lawyers, you think about engineers. There is no national framework. This is the only national framework for professions, and it sits in NRAS under APRA. So that is really important.